Hi there, welcome back to the Happy Moms Project, where I get to share all things motherhood, mindset, and how you can build a life you're proud of without losing yourself in the process. We're doing this together. I am bringing you along for the ride. I became a mom almost a year ago. I cannot believe time is flying by this quickly, but I wanted to share this journey with you. I wanted to grow with you into motherhood and hopefully inspire you as I inspire myself to grow, to evolve, and to become the best mother I can be by becoming the most empowered woman I can be. I want us both to thrive, to move past surviving into thriving. Today's episode is inspired by a beautiful message from one of our listeners. She said the kindest words about the show, and then she asked me something that I cannot believe I have not made more of a priority to talk about on here. She wanted to know more about how I cultivate that reach for the stars mentality, how I stay grounded in positivity, and how therapy, fitness, and daily habits play a role in my life as a mom and an entrepreneur. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's all rooted in the same thing: my discipline, my self awareness, and my resilience. So, of course, let's talk about these because the truth is, my mindset isn't magic. It's something I built, it's something I choose every single day. Start with the fact that mindset is a choice, it's not a mood. I choose my thoughts. Mindset doesn't just happen, you create your mindset. You have to build the muscle, the callus over time. And it's not easy, but it's the most important thing you can do for yourself. Having the right mindset will help you in every area of your life. If we're honest, the majority of people we come into contact with daily don't have the right mindset. They're negative, they always assume or think the worst, and very often they make choices that are on the pursuit of comfort rather than the pursuit of growth. And that's really important to distinguish because if we react from just familiar patterns because they're, well, familiar or comfortable, it's very possible to stay stuck in a rut and feel like you have to accept circumstances that have become your reality when you can, in fact, get uncomfortable and change them. You don't have to settle for whatever mediocre outcome because it's familiar or it's what you've always seen. You can ask for more. You can get more. And by the way, before you say that's easy for her because of whatever excuse you've made up in your head, before you think that that happens only for her or for them, but not for me because look at my life, look what I have been through, look at what I am going through now. Let me just make it very clear that I'm not always positive. As a matter of fact, before I started my entrepreneurial journey in 2018, I was actually living in so much negativity, making so many excuses for myself and for others as to why my life looked like it did. But then I realized that my life looks exactly like the choices I make every single day. And do you know what drives those choices? You guessed it. 1000% my mindset. I choose how I think, how I view things, what I react to, what triggers me, who and what I let into my world, especially now that I'm a mom and I have Jack watching me daily and learning to be a human through what he sees in me. Motherhood requires you to level up your mindset because your kids are watching you. They're counting on you to show up for them and for yourself and to choose things that bring growth into your life. As I always say, move from surviving into thriving. And the only way you can truly do that is leveling up your mindset. I've said this many times. The only constant in life is change. And I had to rewire my thinking around what success looks like in this season, too. Your mindset will always need to be leveling up. You don't just miraculously reach a time in your life where your mindset work is done and you achieve all knowing. It doesn't happen. Life will always life. You're always going to have to adjust. New seasons are going to come and they're going to bring their own set of blessings and challenges, and you will have to adjust. Something that maybe became familiar in a previous season will need to be adjusted. And for that, you will also need humility to recognize and accept that you need to work on you. Leveling up is also going to require you to have self awareness. Without humility and self awareness, you will have nothing. They're crucial in your journey into leveling up your mindset. A word I see tossed around way too many times is motivation. It doesn't exist. It's not real. You will not always be motivated to pursue new growth. You won't always feel like it, especially when that growth comes with getting uncomfortable. That's why you need to rely on building a strong foundation on discipline. I don't rely on motivation. I rely on humility, on self awareness, and on discipline. There's, of course, also a cheat code to understanding all of this and putting it into practice with help, and that is through therapy and healing. Therapy has helped me connect dots that I didn't even know were blocking me. But to arrive there, I had to have the self awareness that I needed help and that something needed to change, and the humility to accept that I had to take my butt to therapy to talk about this. We're making so much progress in this department, but there are still women who are embarrassed to admit they go to therapy, or they're even scared to go, period. And that is so sad. I get it. You don't want to be labeled anything. I get there's a stigma, but the truth is, there shouldn't be. You should be so proud that you're aware enough to work on yourself, to navigate different areas of life that are rough. As moms, we carry so much generational stuff, identity shifts, pressure to do it all and to do it all perfectly. And that's a lot. It's okay to admit that it's a lot. That's why I go to therapy, to work through that it's a lot feeling. And listen, I get not everyone can afford therapy, but start with something like journaling. Write down your feelings, read books on self awareness, on growth. There are so many out there, and I can actually link some of my favorites in the show notes. But the point is, if you can afford therapy, go to therapy. If you can't, find an alternative, because you don't have to navigate through things alone or in shame. You deserve better than that. The way I see it, the more healed I became, the clearer my vision got. And that's taken me through some of the hardest times in my life. And it's something that I still believe today. Therapy hasn't just supported me, it's helped me with my business, with my marriage, and most importantly, how to now be the best mom I can be for Jack. Normalize asking for help and investing in your mental health. It is so worth it. You know what else keeps me sane? Fitness, healthy habits, and entertaining the right energy. As soon as I was cleared from my C section, I called my trainer to start training again. It wasn't just for the physical aspect, it was also so much for the mental. Working out is just as much about my body as it is about my brain. I want to take care of my body, the vehicle that fuels me daily. But I also know that working out helps me release endorphins, to manage stress, to clear my head, and to feel amazing. Movement is a reset for me. It helps me feel strong when my day feels chaotic. It helps me replace intrusive thoughts with happy ones. I also can't stress enough the importance of taking the right supplements: vitamin B12, vitamin D, magnesium. There are so many that are crucial in my routine. Just like the food I eat, you have to fuel your body with the right stuff. You have to cut out processed foods, excess sugar, dyes. Those are all horrible for you. You need to give your body and mind a fighting chance, and that includes fueling yourself with the right foods. My habits aren't perfect, but I strive for consistency, not perfection. Are there days I will have a cookie? Yeah, sometimes I do. But it's just one meal, not a whole day's worth of food. I don't have to go chase the cookie with the cheeseburger, french fries, and a milkshake. I can have one cookie and then go back to the foods I know will nourish me the right way. No shame, just holding space for the fact that I am not perfect and I don't strive for perfection. If you do, you're gonna fail miserably, because none of us are. It's about self awareness and it's about discipline. I have anchor habits that keep me grounded even when life is busy. My B12 and water first thing in the morning. No phone for the first 30 minutes. Don't pick up your phone right when you wake up. Give yourself some time. Ease into it. Movement, even if it's just stretching or walking. Gratitude or journaling some time during the day. Don't stress yourself out if it's not at the beginning or at the end of the day. Just get it done. Time blocking my top three priorities each day so I know I'm not all over the place. Be intentional with your time and with your energy and with the people you let into your life. And as far as my daily routine as a mom and as a leader, I try to be as intentional as possible to be present in everything I'm doing so I can do it right. I know this isn't always easy, but I at least try. I wake up before my son when I can, but I give myself grace if I can't. My mornings aren't about doing everything, they're about doing what needs to be done intentionally, not overwhelming myself. If you're a type A like me, you might want to overwhelm yourself. Don't do it. And I'm big on planning. If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I have business hours that I completely block out. Do the same, especially if you work from home or you're an entrepreneur. You're going to have to set office hours for yourself. And non negotiable is personal care. I come first. Well, really, Jack comes first, but I come second, always. Without the proper self care, I cannot fill anyone else's cup because mine will be empty. Family time is also protected like a meeting. Nothing comes in between this. I live by the 80/20 rule: 80% structure, 20% surrender, and giving myself grace. I'm not successful because I've mastered everything. I'm successful because I keep showing up, because I believe in discipline and I believe in self awareness, because I've learned that I don't have to have it all together. I just need to be committed to growing. So if you're listening right now and you feel like you're trying to balance it all, you're not alone. Start with one habit, one mindset shift, one small promise to yourself. That's how it begins. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your precious time with me today. I know your time is gold, and I'm truly so honored you chose to spend it here. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to hit subscribe so we can stay connected. And if you know a parent who needs to hear it, please share it with them because none of us are in this alone. I'll be right here next week with more tips, stories, and reminders that you matter. Until then, remember, taking care of yourself isn't just for you, it's for your kids, it's for your family, and it's for your sanity. You're doing an amazing job. Take care of yourself and keep making space for your happiness.